Good morning. Good morning, everybody. This is Suraj Singh. From Bharat, India. Just for all those who are not Bharatvasi or not Indians, name of this country is Bharat in Hindi. In our language, India, in English, you know India, but you don't know Bharat. Just I'm writing both India and Bharat for information that this country is Bharat, not just like that Egypt and Misr, and just like England and Britannia, like that it is. So no problem. This question is just this video, general video, having no specific subject but general talk about this country. I'm talking about my country, Bharat, India. That is a country which was liberated in 1947 from British, and before that was for 20 centuries ruled by Mughals, and before that some other people. So this country is very free country, and this country is now having about 140 crores population, and crore means 10 million, just because the international unit is million, not crore. So if you take 10 millions, 10 million is equal to 1 crore. I am citizen of this country. I was born in this country in 1955. I am a civil engineer, qualified civil engineer. I passed my engineering in India. I educated engineering in India. Everything. I am not from overseas or educated. I am not very highly qualified person, but just my engineering degree and then professional status in this country itself. I worked overseas for many years. I worked here in my country also as a professional consultant. I worked in construction field. I worked in design field and industry experience construction field. I used to write many books and also write. I work on internet on my own without any feedback from somewhere, without any support from anyone. Just want to communicate to people, to know what I am, to have awareness about many subjects. My choice is about professional issues, choice about Constitution of Bharat India, which is the law of this country, and also many of the political or social topics that I discuss in the right of people. And I want to raise awareness among young people of this country who are backbone of this country in future. But this generation is very sluggish, very lazy. They are active in very bad habits, but not active in very good habits. Habits of reading has vanished, habit of writing has vanished, and they are just dependent on videos and videos on the internet, and that too not related to professional subjects. Maybe only 5 or 6% people may be there who care about professional subjects. All others care about only films, about crickets, about this, about maybe blue, maybe France. I cannot say about that because that has become very common these days. People don't have any shame on these subjects. They have imported this habit from the West, where there was no shame using blue videos and all. Well, it's like that. The outing could have got same. Question is not. I don't care about what they do. Where is if they care for this nation, and our nation is Bharat India, which is based on Constitution of India. We got liberation in 1947 from British, and we in 1950 started our Constitution of this country, Bharat. That's called Constitution of India, Bharat Samvidhan, which is a very important document of this country, without which we cannot even respire now. It's such an important document, like holy book, like Bible, like Gita, like Ramayana, like Buddha books, like Guru Granth Sahib. This is our national Guru Granth Sahib, national Buddha, national Gita, national Ramayana. Without this, we cannot move an inch and centimeter in our country. Taking from president to PM and taking from all north, south, east, west, everywhere, this document rules, and everybody is ruled under this document by commands of the document, by contents of articles inculcated in the document, and that is very important segment of our country. And you can say it is soul of our country in letter and spreads, not simply letters but spread, keeping in view diversity of people's religion, diversity of people's languages, diversity of people's caste system, diversity of people's faith, and all kinds of diversities, diversity of people's contemplation of thoughts, and diversity of people, everything. We have been moving towards our defined or undefined goals, towards set or unset destinations, infilled and inputted and reciprocated by power of our constitution, which is a mechanism in itself, which is a very big machine. If we continue just link all these articles and further framework of this constitution, which is based upon thousands of statutes at state level as well as central level, this mechanism of law legal system is a part of our body and mind, without which cannot move. There is no sector left in life, there is no area left in our life which is not ordered or commanded or dominated by power of this constitution, which you have to understand. And we have used very simple and very complicated and very difficult and very powerful language on preambles of this constitution. Preambles means a command, an order, an instruction, an agreement prior to start of articles, and that preamble has been based upon a long thought of struggles that our people did They tolerated for centuries, you can say, around 1.5 to 2 centuries under British rule, and before that around 800 years Mughal rules, and before that around many centuries under Aryans rules, and before that I don't know who ruled. I don't know. The question is a sequence of centuries, many centuries, a couple of centuries ruled over us under foreign powers, and then we got our own power in between year 1947 to 1950 transition period, and then came into existence our applications and implementation of Constitution of India, Bharat Samvidhan, which gives us power to exist, to respire, and to live with respect, with dignity, and with honor. And that is what our Constitution preambles, only half a page, but very powerful page, more powerful than any engineering book, more powerful than any medical book, that gives us our strength of soul, that gives our strength of body, that gives us our strength of dignity, that gives us our strength of understanding each other, citizens of this country, as well as dignity, dignification towards other countries. And that is our preambles. I consider these preambles as my guide, as my director, as my soul of a god, as my power, my parent, and you may say whatever you say. But this gives me strength to move forward, strength to treat problems, strength to analyze problems, strength to understand life, strength to understand other people, strength to understand my country, strength to understand whole world, and strength to understanding what it should be. We, people of this country, Bharat, India, having solemnly resolved to constitute our country, ourselves, into a sovereign, a secular, a socialist, a democratic, a republic society, to secure to ourselves, or to secure to its people, this means ourselves, justice, liberty, equality, and these factors lead to formation of fraternity, brotherhood, granting dignity to each and every citizen of this country, so that we get a unified, united, integrated, harmonious society of our people, of the subjects under this country, included within this country, known India and Bharat. And these factors such as justice, which is social justice, economic justice, political justice, very important parameters, very important criteria that we have to understand. Justice doesn't mean justice delivered by court of law. Justice delivered by society to everyone. Justice delivered by economic impacts of everyone. Justice delivered by political system to everyone. That is requirement, that is demand of everybody, whatever strata, whatever value, whatever standard this constitution grants. This is one line. Then there's another line, liberty. Liberty of what? Because we are all free. We are not under English. We are not under Mughals. This means liberty to think. No one can go in, no one can stop me from thinking. There is no power in this universe or except God that can stop me from thinking. So that power has been reflected here. Liberty to think, liberty to believe, liberty to have faith, liberty to have sincerity, liberty to have lead to whatever kind of worship, or profess whatever kind of faith, or profess whatever kind of religion you intend to do, or don't have any faith in belief in God. It's up to you. It's your charter. You believe in God or you don't believe in God. You believe in Allah, you don't believe in Allah, you believe in Guru Granth Sahib, you believe in Bible, you believe in Ramayana, you believe in Gita, you believe in Quran, or whatever you want to believe or not to believe, that has been left to you. It doesn't mention anything. This means you are having power to have liberty of these thought, belief, and worship, or it's up to you to avoid that. Nobody comes in your way. To an extent, it is up to you, not up to someone else. If it impacts and encroaches liberty of others, that portion of encroachment is not acceptable. And then come on to, you can say, equality. We say everybody is equal. Yes, everybody is equal, but all cannot be equal. Equal in age, all cannot be. Equal in understanding, all cannot be. Equal in work, all cannot be. Equal in money, yes, they all cannot be equal, but in freedom, all can be equal. Equality of status and equality of opportunity. Here, status has many factors. Status is not simply having power of money. It is power of understanding, power of intellectual, power of performance, power of competency, power of capability, power of consistency, power of patriotism, power of not patriotism, power of fighting, power of bravery, power of working, walking. Every power that lies in my life and your life is status. I can be very brilliant boy, you can be very duffer boy, but your equality will be considered among your same playing field people, level playing field people. If I have don't, suppose I am an engineer, I can be compared to engineers. If I am a doctor, I can be compared to doctors. I cannot be compared to drivers in that case. If I have some qualification, I have to consider among equals. That is called status. Everybody has potential, and status depends upon your potential. You may be very rich, you may be very poor, but you will be considered among your capability. If you are having capacity, you must get opportunity. Maybe you are poor, you are not very well educated, but your mind, your power, and you prove that your mind, your power, you can lead to whatever level you wish, depending upon requirement of the criteria, requirement of qualification, your experience. Why is that? So there is no barricade in that. There is no stoppers in that. This is part of preamble theory. The question is it applicable? That we will consider later on. The question arises on the justice. I said justice. Socially, you should get justice. What does it mean? We simply say this man is lower class and this man is higher class and I am up. Pandit says, I am Pandit. I'll keep you safe. Pandit, you cannot keep him safe because first you keep yourself safe. So society has been stratified, not now, for centuries and centuries and centuries. That stratification cannot be changed, just like earth is stratified. Every structure is stratified, mind is stratified, body is stratified. There is a strata of feet, there is a strata of leg, there is a strata of knee, there is a strata of this portion hips, there is a strata of stomach, there is a strata of backbone, there is a strata of hand, and there is a palm, and there is a strata of chest, and that's head and eyes. All of these stratas built up from bottom to top. Similarly, strata exist. Strata of skyline, one skyline, strata of cloud, strata of this and that. Every life is strata, everything is strata. The structure itself is strata. Every component is strata, every element is strata. Everywhere strata. So stratification cannot be stopped, cannot be. But question is its value. Yes, there is stratification of people because there is different type of qualifications, or capabilities, but we have to respect that. Question is only this: we respect all parts of our body or not? So our nation is also body. Nation is a part of body where all people are its body. I respect my nose because it is it's my part. I respect my eyes. I respect my head. I respect all these parts. And when there is some pain in any part of mine, I go to doctor for treatment. Similarly, all people in this country, in every country, their body, their parts of this country. Of course, for certain duration of 50, 60 years, I will leave this world one day. I know that. But question is, till I am in this country, till I participate in this country, till I integrate with this country or company with this country, I have to maintain myself. That is very important. So we say social justice, society has to grant to everybody. If I don't grant to everybody, I am a sinner. I have no right because this property of this country belongs to each and every citizen of this country. He may be richest one or the poorest one. He is the poorest one. He has every right on wealth of this country. If somebody is very rich, he is not rich because of his self capacity, he is rich because of so many supporting factors. If people are not there, that person cannot work. That immediate person who says, I am rich, yes, that person is rich because poorest have supported him. If poorest do not support him, that person cannot go to ladders, top landing, top that I'm richest, no, that person is richest. He is richest because that person gets support of yours, cheap value, cheap labor, cheap material, cheap everything. If this country doesn't sell cheap metal, that person cannot cheap. He has to buy metal from outside, they're expensive. These factors count everywhere. So nobody is independent. If someone says, I am billionaire, I am rich, I know you are not billionaire, you are relatively billionaire. Your money is because of this country, your money is because of resources of this country, your money is because of resources, human resources of this country, and your money is because of this country. It's a question. Everybody is relative. In science, we say relative factors. We don't say original factor. Nothing is original. We say what is no, what is also no original is there in x, y axis and the z axis. There is original, but that is related to x axis and y axis and z axis. So nothing is original. Everything is relative. We say this is 1 meter length or 1 feet length. It's a relative length because real length, which to which comparison we are making, so they have some various standard yards. We have to understand nothing is basic. Physics is also not basic. Chemistry is not basic. Everything is done. Similarly, I am a citizen of this country in relation to this country. Though I am citizen of this world, I came to this world, but this country is a part of world. So I came to this country, though the country is imaginary. And all the world is my country. In fact, God gave me, not send me to this country. No, the God sent to earth. And earth is a country. But we partition that because of our mights, because of our powers, domination. Actually, man should not have any domination. This country belongs to all 7 billion people. They have absolute right on this earth. But this right has been measured into different types of terms, for example, economical terms, in power terms, in ownership terms, in might right terms. So we have been forced by this terms to have isolation from others. This is my area, this is my country, you have to come to this country, you have to take my permission. If I have to go to your country, I have to take permission. If you have to come to this country, you have to take my permission. We have divided in imagination the whole world. No problem, that's working now. What to do? We cannot change it. There are 200 countries and 200 managements are there, 200 systems are there. You have to accept the reality of that life, and that is where to live with. But there's no, if there is a possibility, we should make it one good day, forget everything, you go here and do whatever you want to do, but that's not possible. Because everybody is selfish, everybody wants to enjoy this country. They forget that in a few years they have to leave this country. Nobody is here for 5,000 years, nobody stays there for 500 years. Average is 60, 70, 80, 90, maximum 100. You have to leave this country. On an average, 80, 90 years, not more than that. Even then, we forget that in this same period, in few years of our life, we forget that we have to leave. We have to leave, we forget. Despite knowing we leave, we have to accumulate wealth, accumulate this, accumulate. This is happening everywhere. You can advise. Question is, my country is a relative country like other countries, a relative country, and I am related to this country, and I have, because here I belong to, I have to work for this country, I have to think for this country, and my thinking basis that I have to follow system of this country, or I have to change system of this country if I am capable to do that. If I change this country, that shall be a modified system that we have to follow. Now, system is the constitution of this country, Bharat, India. That is called Constitution of India, Bharat. That is the main law of this country. That's top law of this country. This is by this people. This is not by parliament. This is not by someone. This country is ours and by my people. I have heard some rumors in a few days' time that they say, oh, means they are disseminating some rumors by vested interests of this country, and particularly those who belong to parties which never contributed towards extraction of freedom from British, and this party is known as RSS, or the society was to call it BJP and all that. There's some spreading rumor, disseminating rumor among, so that there was a lease of this freedom from British. Then nonsense is spreading such information that there is a sign, just a release of so many years, you are getting this freedom. They are disseminating stupid information to public, just to mislead public, mislead new generation. I'm just clarifying, there's no such treatment, there's no such document, with no such agreement. You go and study India Independence Act 1947, everything is clear in that India has been liberated absolutely and permanently without any restrictions, and that act is called India Independence Act 1947, which manages, which grants, which charters two nations out of one nation, out of British India. Two nations were contemplated, were composed, were ordered, were charted out on India and on Pakistan, and geographical locations are mentioned in that. Read that law, though it is repealed now, but history is there. That law is also mentioned in our Constitution of India, that this law stands repealed and Constitution of India comes into force, and that law was based on law, that is Government of India Act 1935, and before that 1935. So those laws emerged into, accumulated into British into India Independence Act, and then India Independence 1947 accumulated into your constitution of this country. So there is no basis, no logic, no truth in that stupid information that's saying there's a lease or there's some kind of agreement that's your liberation, your freedom is only for this year. I just want to confirm it. You can read that. Acts available on the internet. What does it say? It nowhere mandates that, as these stupid people have been spreading false information. Well, it's very entertaining anyway. My country is dominated by people of this country. We are democratic country, we are republic country, we are secular country, we are sovereign country, and we have all these kind of rich parameters inherited into us, but we have not used them properly. We have not understood them till now. We are just misled by political robbers, we can say, political greedy people, avaricious people. We have to understand those provisions first. Being youth of this country, it is your duty to understand in which system you are living in, because college will not teach you this, school will not teach you this exactly. In your university professors, maybe they don't understand what they are teaching. They are just teaching for sake of passing your passing examinations and conferring you with degree, not for reality. Degree is not reality, understanding reality. You may have any certificate of engineering or medical or arts or commerce or what field you feel is good for you, but that doesn't impress, just inculcate into you and part of analytical understanding or synthetical understanding. They have synthetical, and when you have the synthetical understanding, synthesis is here, their logic vanishes off. And when there's analytical understanding, you have all reasons to understand what, why, and how it happened. What is the reason behind this provision? What is the reason behind this failure? Every point we have to understand as a investigative effort. So in analytical work, you have to investigate everything. Similarly, I'm saying, being a youth of this country, you hold a future of this country. And when you hold a future of this country, means you hold a future of other countries also, you hold a future of whole world also, you hold a future of other families also, you hold a future of your other states also. So you have to be very smart in this. Being youth of this country, you have to come forward and first understand constitution, forget all other political parties, forget political election system, forget everything. First try to understand what is structure your law is, what is structure of constitution is, how we manage. Unfortunately, nowadays people are not clear about this, and forget about seniors and veterans, forget about all those, but remember those people who are now living in, they have started their living from their schooling and university, and they have future in this country to live, and maybe they lead to some other countries also. When you lead some other countries, you know the knowledge of that country as well. The question is, if you don't know knowledge of, if you don't know about your country, how can you lead other countries? And that's a very big question mark. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just trying to tell you, just trying to inform you that there is understand, there's requirement to know. You're supposed to know about the country, because you are Indian, you're Bharat versus you belong to Bharat. You know what is, just like you know about your home, what law applies to your home, how you live, how the standards in the home, how your people want, how your siblings want you to live, and your parents want to live, how your relatives want you to interact with them. Though that doesn't come over in certain law, that's not a statute mandate, but that is a social mandate. When you go to some party, how you have to behave, how to conduct. When you have your family institution, how you have to conduct your wife and your kids. Similarly, it happens. There's no definition of that, but you have to constitute definition yourself, and that must be applied. In your family, you apply that. But in country, you don't care about that. That's the only difference. You consider your family as a reliable unit. You consider your state may be a reliable unit. You consider your family of your relative a reliable unit. But you ignore your country. You ignore your state. You say, what I have to do with that? It's not my business. Let government take care of. Let state take care of. Yes, they will take care of this. They want to take care of. The question is, they will take better care if you take better care. Once you are ready to check and examine and question, these people shall work for you. If you do sleep, don't think of this, your country, don't think of your state, don't raise questions, don't do anything. They will consider you sleeping, die, and leave. Whatever they want to do will go away. Maybe they don't know what you are doing. You don't know what they are doing. You don't ask them whether they'll spend money or they do nothing and take money and go. If you want that state, don't do anything. If you want to control them, do something. You have to control them. They have not to control you, because you are you appointed them. Your voter. You are in power of this country. They are servants. They are no. You can say they have to comply by the instructions. But if you instruct them, if you don't instruct them, they will not care about you. Why should they care about you? Honestly, why don't care? My citizens are not listening to me. My only destination as a politician, I should get your vote. I am very good, and that's it. His success in getting vote, his destination is received when you vote, but your destination is destroyed when you vote. There's a difference. When you vote to someone, you destroy, you take off your power, you relieve yourself of power, and you're left nothing with. But that person gets everything just by your vote. You just vote, he gets crores of votes or lakhs of votes, and he enjoys for 5 years. He does nothing else and just takes your vote by your shaking hand, or by touching your feet, or by just telling you false promises, giving you false mandates. There's nothing in 5 years, and you just lose time. Is you cannot ask that person later on. My own question is, why Constitution says something else? Read Constitution. If you don't read Constitution, you don't understand. Once you read Constitution, these people understand. That's the only difference. If you don't read, you don't understand anything. These people understand everything. And if you read, these people will scare of you. Oh, the guy is reading, this person will know everything about me, what I'm doing. They'll ask me and I have to work it, or I'll be kicked out. So kicking out is better than working out. Working is better than kicking out for him. Working is better if you know that he has to work, or that person has to work. If you don't know, don't care about, leave it to him. He can take care of this. Why should I worry about? That person shall never work for you, because that person is not going to lose anything. That person getting his money, his salary, his facilities, his future pension, everything. He has got status of MP or MLA, and he is a very good person, a VIP person in society, and he makes money by direct means or indirect means, or by corruption or by illness or whatever way that person can do. There's a project and project is not done, and they will say it has been done, take money and distribute among them all. This is happening, this is called the corruption or whatever you make it say. But this is happening, stealing money of this country and for using on your all. Selfish nature, selfish politician, selfish, but citizen is also selfish now. Citizen not understanding what his duty is. Citizen just donates country to some politician, and that is not good habit. Your vote is for you, not for that politician. Your vote is for you is for your country. Think of your country. Again and again I'm saying, if you don't think for your country, this politician is not going to think for you. Because that man knows, I can manage these votes, no problem. He's got a formula, and he does a formula. If you do like this, 3 or 4 methods are there, we can just get votes. And the vote is important, the nation, and vote is important to you. Voter is not important, vote is important. Voter is not important, remember. Vote is important for politician. Country is not important for politician. Vote is important. No care for country. He can manage it, no problem. But voter should not run away. Voter is my customer. I have to keep this customer into my pocket and manage country to my wishes. What to do? Therefore, what I say, just like you study for your education, you study for a certification, you study for examination, to know something, you know something, and then can appear an examination, get through. That way, country is also examination. You are also an examination. You have to understand your country. You have to read about your country, and you have to self-appear in this country's examination and self-check and self-examine how much I know about this country. And once you start that, once all youth start that, all youth who are studying, just take 20 minutes or 25 minutes a day, watch news, read papers, read constitution, and know about what can be done for this country and why these people are not doing for that country. You can ask that what you have done. You have right on to them to ask. If you don't answer, you kick them off on road itself, or let them answer. Because they are working for you, they are charging money from you, they are not doing any obligation on us. We are paying them from our taxes, and we are paying them from every sector. So it is their duty to tell you, to answer to you. If they don't answer, can is there and this hand is there. Remember, don't forget that it can be used also. People say Gandhi did this, and then no, Gandhi did not do what you said, what you thought of. Gandhi, of course, accepted peace is there and non-violence is a must, but don't forget here the stick also, long stick that was meant for reverse action, that one was for other action. If you don't listen to me, I can use this. Understand, this is Gandhi's total philosophy, not philosophy that you know. You know only one part of that philosophy, second part you don't know. This is last action, this should be taken off. Because this is anchor. When you walk, this helps. When you are in trouble, this helps. When there's animal on road, you can kick animal out with this. That is a symbol. What I mean to say, not a question of you resort to violence. Question is that there's a last resort. Because if people don't listen, if country doesn't listen, if courts don't listen, there's nothing left out. Because I am not here on the mercy of court or mercy of government or mercy of state. I am here on mercy of myself. It's my right that is disturbed. It's my right that is slaughtered. It is my right that is snatched. It is my money that is snatched. So I have to take care of my money, keeping my actions within legal limits. And that is what children should be. I say, we people of this country, yes, we people of this country, we have resolved, yes, we have resolved. We have resolved for these parameters, this must be made available. If there is a resolution that should be secular, sovereign, where I am sovereign. If I am not heard, I am not sovereign. If I cannot act, I am not sovereign. If I am not given that kind of value and authority, I am not sovereign. It doesn't mean government is sovereign. No, I don't want president sovereign. I want myself sovereign because I'm citizen of this country. And then secular. If there is a dispute among various religions, people, various religious societies, various secular status, there is a fake statement in that case. So I have to force state to keep harmony of this country, not to disinfect and infect. Those two, pesticide and pesticide, they are doing both. They are speaking we are secular, but they are not doing secular work. They are speaking we are having harmony in nation, but it is not happening. Then democratic and Ganatantra and republic and all this socialism, where is socialism? One is billionaire and one is beggar. Where is socialism? Why this has happened? Why don't you keep a balance between two, top and bottom? There should be a gradual increase of status that is agreeable. One can be billionaire and one has no food. This is not acceptable. This is duty of the state to ensure that everybody gets food, but they are not doing it because they are getting votes. They are not. If you stop vote for them, their father will do it. Their fathers will do that. But you are not serious. You are living to them as if they are gods. No one is godless. No one is. Everybody has self-interest. Everyone. All kings had self-interest, and these kings, so-called yours kings and political kings, they are having self-interest. They don't care for you. They care only for them. My seat should be here for this 5 years, and coming 5 years, and coming 5 years, and coming 5 years, and coming 5 years. They have to set their plans accordingly so that their seat is safe. Will do like this before you, but never work for you. They will work only with you when you do like this. They will work for you. Remember, donkeys cannot be treated by this. They will treat it by cane. They will treat beating only. So they are really those status because they took all these people for granted. They took country for granted. They took public for granted, and that is not acceptable. I don't accept this as a citizen of this country. I accept my political system, of course. I accept my legal system, of course. I accept judicial system, of course. I accept all other systems, of course. But they should accept my aspiration. They should work on country's aspiration. They should work on people's aspiration. But they are condemning everything. They have their own aspirations, so they are designing accordingly. They promise everything, they do nothing. They deliver nothing. They promise you sky, they don't even take your railway station. That is difference. Are we so fools? Are we so deaf and dumb? Are we so, you can say, society that cannot even think? At least think. Maybe you don't, but think about. Think once, think twice, think thrice and 4 times. Certainly you will have to do something. Because alone thinking is not meaningful if you have not doing power. Knowledge is nothing if it's not applied with. When you apply, it gives you operational research. You anticipate some result comes different way. That's why it has come different way than anticipated, the plan. This means there are some errors in this, or there are some excess operations, or there are some deficient operations that were included in your activity or excluded from activity that you have to research, you have to work out. And this revealing information is called operational research. And when you conduct your operational research, you get benefit of that. And then next time, you will not make that mistake. And this keeps on continuing. And if you see IS 9001-2015 or Sigma 6, you will find so many errors are acceptable in 1 million, so 3.5 errors are acceptable in 1 million activities. So this is very impossible, but you may reach that stage. They started from Sigma 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and maybe I don't know what is the current number of that. But in beginning, they had 35% errors, and then it went down say up to 1 over 3.51 million. Gradually they increase in this, and that is called our life itself. If I make one mistake in 50 activities, and then later on I'll make one mistake in 200 activities, and later on I make only 1 million activities, because that is called upgradation and perfection and professionalism, improvement, continued professional development. All this is called that way. So we have to understand that very carefully. It's not simply saying no, you have to practice it. And that is called life development. That is called real development. Book knowledge is nothing. Educational knowledge is nothing. That is only a guideline. That is only an entry gate and a door where you go into some building you're entering. There's a door or gate or wicket gate or main gate. You have to enter there. Then you find some building line, and then you enter further there, and then you get inside. So there are few acts, few steps you have to take care. You have to take care, understand in this life, and that is very important. If you don't take care of that, you can learn nothing. So forget your school education. Yes, that is required just for your brain development. Forget your university education and your PhD. That is only for development of brain. But development of brain is not adequate. It's not final answer. It's not conclusive education. You have to apply that knowledge, and if you don't apply that knowledge, then knowledge is useless. Keep locked it up. Don't use this for 5 years. This will go away, because they will settle somewhere. It will run out from you. Therefore, application of whatever you learn is very important, and that is called profession. If you don't use your knowledge, it's no more profession. It is just academics and nothing else. And exclusive academics got no meaning in the whole world. Krishna also said in Gita, if you don't apply your knowledge, it is no use. You can read that. You get more knowledge by applying your theoretical knowledge. It becomes the practical knowledge, and you then apply it further and further. You get more and more knowledge, and that is called research and operational research, and then true research. When Newton was sitting and say, oh, how this apple fell or not, was thinking and thinking and thinking. This observation was his knowledge, feedback. Now we got observation from university, observation somewhere else, but we are not applying that knowledge. We are just thinking, oh, I got degree and diploma and post graduation, this and that is adequate for me. That's adequate only for yourself, not for operation, not for work. And that is the reason that we are not getting jobs in this. Industry requires knowledge, industry requires applications, industry requires inputs and outputs both. If you don't deliver, you don't give output, you have no meaning. You will be engineer, you will be whatever. If a doctor doesn't understand how to do operation, he might have qualified, he might have studied for surgeon, but he is fear, he doesn't understand how to do it. He will kill patient on operation theater. I'm just an example. Similarly, if an engineer doesn't understand what to design this building, I don't know how to execute, implement it, site, and this, and the collapses there. It happens every week. We see news of buildings collapse, of bridges collapse. And this is not only here, it's around the world itself. There's some low scale, some high scale. There was some opening of shutting in Dubai airport, some officials. This means we did not learn. We learn only for sake of theory, not for practical angle, and practical angle is more important, remember. Without practical angle, you are not an engineer, you are not doctor, you are not professional, you are not chartered accountant, you are nowhere. Even you are a social scientist, you have to apply that in society. If you are agriculturist, you are a farmer, you have to apply that in field. Only then you can understand how this crop results, how can this soil responses to crop behavior, how chemicals are there, what are not there, how many contents of how many percent what are do. Same thing applies in every field. We have to understand this management. Management says you understand time, you understand activity, you understand everything. This is what management says. It simply doesn't say that this is written in the book, we do it. We have to see everything. We have to analyze everything. Analysis leads to formation of formula. If I analyze everything, then it becomes synthesis, because once I understand analysis, how many criteria, how many rules have come out of that analysis, I then combine them, assemble them, becomes a synthetic answer, become a formula. And then formula can be further researched upon, and that's life is. Your life is like that. When you are very small, when you give to this one, and gradually expanded, you've done, and you become a man or woman, and then you give deliveries of that out of that. That's nature is doing the same way. Everything is happening same way. There is change, there is weather change, there is, you can say, sun change, there is moon change, direction change. System has been working for millenniums. We don't know since when. Same thing, we are a part of system. I am a part of nature. I'm not saying not part of nature, because my body has been working not because of my efforts or not because of society efforts. We are just getting fuel, that is food, and after that it's working itself. We are taking help from sun, we are taking help from air, we are taking help from natural water, we are taking help from all sources are getting us. Each and everybody direct help from nature. We are taking crops, that is natural. We are taking fruits that are natural. Of course, we are feeding something, but that feeding is not adequate to grow it up. It's coming by power of soul, soil, by power of your water, by power of sun rays, by power of your own efforts and what. So a combination of many factors are there that we have to take into our consideration. Same thing of some profession. Profession, profession of a pro. We say this person Hindu, this person Muslim, this is following a Christian profession is called, means is a profession of religion. Means he is very expert in his religion because he's scared there. If I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am very scared as far as our religion is concerned. I will not go against this, I will not speak against that, I will not do any research on that. Oh no, this don't talk about this, don't talk about oppose this, don't oppose God, this is not good, this is not acceptable, this is a sin and that. That kind of a threat has been if input into our bodies and minds. But profession doesn't say that. You have absolute right to think about that. You have absolute right to oppose that. You have absolute right to accept that. You have absolute right to give logic, to give reason, to walk out your talk, about your argument, and that is called debate. That is called deliberation. That is called brainstorming. Everybody has right to do that. That is very, 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 very important point in professional life. I being a professional, I know life. You are may also professional. Vocation is a professional. Everything somebody does and learn from that. Even if you are doing a mistake, once you can make a mistake, second time you do not repeat it because you have a mind. You remember that. But if you don't remember that, you don't have mind. You will do again mistake. Same mistake you may do and repeat mistake. Then you are not a professional. You are a duffer. You are not useful. Of course, because you are wasting material, you are wasting time, you are wasting everything, nobody will like you. Same, but if I learn, everybody makes mistake, that is acceptable. But error is there, you have to understand what error caused that mistake. And once you understand that error, you will rectify, you will give remedial action on that, and you will learn how it happened. And next time, maybe you cause some other error, of course. Sequence of error can be there, but learning is also there. So when you do some mistake, we call in our profession lessons learned. We learn lessons from that, and that's a part of education. And at some time, that also becomes an academic part of it. Okay. Oh, you see all these theories which are taught in engineering or in some other fields, they are based on extractions from field, from research, from industries and somewhere else. And they become some set of learning sometime. It becomes, but in field, practice is done, research is done, experiments are conducted, and observations are noted, and those observations sometimes become part of your theory. This is life. This is happening. So somebody has chance to learn at beginning effects of results, while somebody learns in field. So both are equally acceptable. Whatever you learn in university and whatever you learn in your field in practice, both are having similar values, because learning is important, not degree. If I learn and apply with responsibility, it is same thing as I learn and become a degree holder or a doctorate or someone else. If I'm working more responsible than a doctorate, then doctorate is not responsible. My work is responsible. My knowledge is responsible. I am not saying that doctorate has its own benefits, its own power. But that is also doctorate that you have done after 40 years of experience or 20 years of experience. Because that is learning. That is not academic learning, that is a practical field learning, that is a kind of a tutorial practically done. So this is life. So you have to learn about country also, what your country is, why we are suffering from these problems. We have to learn that. Economically we are suffering, socially we are suffering, you can say government wise we are suffering, legislature wise we are suffering, judicially we are suffering. All these factors are cropping up these problems, and we have to not just get scared of this problem. Once you are scared means you are gone. We have to understand these problems, because problems are not accumulated in one day. These take years and decades to accumulate, and these will take decades also to go away. So we have to be patient, we have to be serious. Only requirement is that we have to be serious and non-sleeping. Unfortunately, my countrymen are very sleeping people. They are very non-serious people, and that is an only drawback in this country. People are very smart, people are hardworking. If they are given chance, they can work hard. Only thing, they should not be drug addicts, they should not be whiskey masters, they should not be smoking masters, and they should not waste material. They should respect nation, they should think about nature, they should think about country. If they do all this, they should be faithful to this country. This country can be different, but it has to be done. I don't expect politicians to do it. I don't expect government officers to do it. I expect only every citizen of this country as a private man, as an individual person, as a patriot person can do this. Don't trust these politicians and don't trust government machine and don't trust other institutions. Just check what do and find answer. We have to do ourselves because we own this country. These institutions are just for supporting us, not to command on us. They have to support us in plans, they have to support us in formula, they have to support us in every factor, but we have to lead ourselves. If we do this, constitution is a guideline, it's a direction that we have to live like this. We have no power to change it. If we change it, we suffer. If we don't change it, yes, we can amend this. Of course, amendment is one point, which is a research point, which is an acceptable point. If it applies to our benefit, it leads us to our improvement. It leads us to make the society better. It leads us to raise our standards of living. It gives us scientific power. It leads us to have every power. And then we can say, yes, it is acceptable. But for sake of changing, if we change, that is stupidity and nonsense. We should not allow that. What is happening nowadays is a political scandal, it's economical scandal. Every scandal is ongoing and we don't understand that and we just support that. In fact, that is not acceptable. I am not slave to politicians. I am not slave to other institutions. I am slave to this country. This country is my temple. This country is my mosque. This country is my all worship centers. I don't care about some mosque or some temple. This is my must because 24 hours I am living in this country, I am working in this country, I am sleeping in this country, I am eating in this country, and this country belongs to me, I belong to this country. So I have to think for that. And these politicians also belong to this country like I belong. So they have to think for that. If they think, very good. If they don't think, I'll think super then and kick them out. That is my only solution. Because I am not dependent upon politicians. Politicians are dependent upon me. Why should I be dependent upon them? I am not dependent upon them. They are charging everything from voters. They are charging money from voters. They are charging tax from us, everything from us. And they are not thinking for country. That is unfortunate. Every politician, irrespective of government or not government, they have to think for this country. Because politics is for country people, not for laughing, not for robbery, not for theft, not for stealing. But they are busy in all those acts which are not acceptable to me and must not be acceptable to you. If you can accept all this, that is very fine. If you don't accept, that is your choice. I'm not going to force you, but as a citizen, it's my right to advise you and expect you to follow what is required to be followed, to respect your constitution, to respect your Samvidhan, to respect this country, to respect people of this country, to respect laws of this country, to respect destination of this country, to respect each and every positive prospect of this country. Otherwise, we shall someday go into ocean and cannot come out. We shall be dipped in 10 kilometers, 30 kilometers down, and we'll find basalt rocks there, which are all saline, and we cannot digest that saline. It contains so many chemicals and raw oil, and we cannot have digestion system. We'll spoil it. Better, we understand better. And particularly to youth power of this country, I simply request them not to be swayed by these politicians. Whosoever politician may be, I don't care. Forget them. Think about you. Country is happy means you shall be happy. If country is powerful, you shall be powerful. If politicians are powerful, country will not be powerful. I will not be powerful. You will not be powerful. These are all cheats, all rogues. Forget them. Yes, you lead yourself. That is acceptable. You come out yourself. Keeping aside politics, don't involve in politics of dirty nature. Yes, political power of service is very good if you serve politically, just like freedom fighters who serve, they lead their lives. If you want to live your lives for the cause of this nation, that is very good. But this politics which is ongoing now, this is a slush, this is septic politics, this is sewage politics. I don't call it even as politics because politics is a very bright word, is very powerful word, is very precious word you can say, and we have spoiled that word. It means to serve people, to find solutions, to find formula, find way how to serve our society, that's called politics. How to serve our nation, that's called politics. How to serve humanity, that is politics. That is politics. If you can find that onto, or you find to walk on those footprints of politics, it's very welcome step. Otherwise, Forget these robbers. These are all robbers, some small robbers, some big robbers. If they want to work for us, they are most welcome. Otherwise, I have my leg and you have your leg. We have our hands and your hand. We can use these tools, legs and hands, and teach them lesson. That is what I have to say. Now it's now, well, I'll close it now because just talking for no meaning, you will bore that. I'll like to close in few minutes. And what I'm saying is, awake yourself, rise on occasion. We used to read rise for the day is passing. We used to one poem in our poem in our higher secondary classes, or 10th or 11th, I don't know. Rise for the day is passing. There was a sentence like this. So I am saying here also, rise for the day is passing. Rise for country is waiting for you. Rise for world is waiting for you. Rise from your sleep. Rise from your dream. Dreams have to be made successful, not just giving them and sleeping. Sleep, but with awakeness. Sleep, but with thinking mode. Sleep, but this dynamic mode. Rise for the day is passing till you lose everything. Don't say later on the sparrow has flown, I had nothing. This is very important to know. Country is for you and you are for country. You are for country and country is for you. But country is for you only when you work for this country. Country is not for you if you are not for country. You sleep 24 hours and then say country didn't give everything. Do you have no right to say like that? This country can give you everything if you demand. If you have power to take everything, there are resources, there's natural power, there's everything available, seasons are available, rain is available, water and milk is available, animals are available, everything is available, but you have to maintain that. But you are not caring about that. You have never been caring. You thought everything's available free because you are born in free India, free Bharat. You got every facility and you're day by day getting every facility. You have money, power, and you're buying that facility. There was a time that there was no phone at all, and people used to go to many kilometers to talk to someone. Or some got phone in home. It was, oh, this man has got phone. He's a very big man. Like I bought myself 8,000 rupees OIT in 1986, and I was happy to get that deal, even at the cost of 8,000 rupees in 1986. Just remember, it was a big amount in 1986, but I got it because I could afford it. Similarly, you have mobile now. Somebody has 1 lakh rupee mobile, 50,000 rupees mobile. You can spend money in mobiles just for sake of making your life good, but you are not thinking for your country. Those people are making money who are producing mobiles. Those people are making money who are charging you, but country is not getting any benefit out of that. There's no production. You are having a power, of course, power of communication there, but that power of communication is being abused. That's not being used for this nation, for progress of nation. Nation got you facility of mobile. Nation got you power of your talking. Nation got you everything, but this is being abused. This is not being required. Results there. Similarly, for all other facilities available to you for such cheap cost, cheap labor is available, cheap staff is available, cheap people are available, intellectuals are available, everything is available, but we are not able to make use of them to an optimum level in benefit and support of this country, and that is a requirement which we should get, and that's where we want to say. So with this, I just conclude this, that please think for this country, don't abuse this country. Think of for this country, think to change political system, think to check corrupt people out, whoever they may be. Do not be swayed by their false statement. Do not be swayed by their, you can say foolishness. They promise you whatever you accept that. Don't do that. That is not in favor of this country. That is bad for us. Howsoever, thank you very much for your time. Just for this random video which I made without any plan because there was some problem in previous video which I was talking of safety. I could not complete that video. I'll take up tomorrow if this system works. Why? Because there's a problem in that. When I started this, after 20 minutes, it started saying that in news feed you cannot cope with. It happens many times. In news feed, there's a disturbance and video stops. Well, luckily it is now more than 40 minutes, 50 minutes that I've been talking to you in this unplanned video, and I'll come back again for safety issues. Safety is very important. So remember, it's not an easy issue. I have now started talking about safety in construction, safety in real life, safety in life, which is very, very important for each and everybody, because safety can lead, if you don't comply with safety, if you don't have safe working environment, it can lead to accidents, fatal accidents, and you can lose life. And that's very important. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for this time, and I close this now for your mind. Jai Bharat, Jai Samvidhan, and that's it.